Now at 4, the sizzling summer temperatures just keep on cooking the Southland. And not only do we have the heat to deal with, but now it's also the humidity. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Amy Johnson.
And I'm Leslie Matty. And yeah, if you've stepped outside at all today, then you probably noticed it's not only hot, but now it's muggy as well.
Yeah, and the temperatures are expected to keep on climbing. We have team coverage once again on the summer scorcher. Let's begin with Olga Ospina tracking the hot and humid conditions. Olga.
Yeah, we're adding humidity now to the mix, so it's feeling a little sticky out there. It's also making things feel even hotter. Of course, we've been dealing with triple-digit temperatures, and that is going to continue through the week. As we head outside, looking at current conditions right now for downtown Los Angeles, temperatures checking in at 85 degrees. We have some sunny skies once again for inland spots. And taking a look as we head a little bit further inland, those valleys, places like the Inland Empire, well into the 90s. And we even still have some 100s for places like Chino, 102 in San Bernardino. We have 100 degrees in Santa Clarita. And along the coastline, we continue with comfortable temperatures, 73 at LAX. Looking good in Malibu at 83 degrees. So here's a look at our visible satellite. You can see just a little bit of cloud cover overhead, but not too bad. We're getting plenty of sunshine, but again, that humidity, adding that to the mix, we are feeling very warm temperatures. We'll talk about the heat alerts that are still going to continue for some areas into the weekend. All those details in just a few minutes. Back to you, ladies.
Oh, I mean, it's tempting to try that.
Truly, if you lived anywhere hot, I know I've lived in Las Vegas and Phoenix. I've done different tricks like this, like cooking eggs, things like that. But the pizza that quick, you don't see that very often. Of course, we've had our own toasty temperatures here at home, and now humidity.
Yes, Olga Ospina tracking the summer conditions with your next weather forecast. Olga.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're learning new ways to cook our food. You know, temperatures are going to be very toasty here this week for inland spots. As we take a live look outside, look at that. Great shot out there. Fun in the water, and that's really going to be the place to be over these next several days. So here's a look at what is next in your forecast. It is warm today, and yes, humidity levels are up. Extreme heat does continue for inland spots, upper 90s into the 100s, and it's pretty widespread. A lot of us still under the excessive heat warning. Stifling weekend heat once again, and even nights are going to be staying very warm as well. So not getting a ton of relief as we head into those overnight hours. So we do continue with the heat alerts. Again, most of us under the excessive heat warnings. Look at that. That includes places like the Santa Clarita Valley, the Antelope Valley, Inland Empire, as well as our deserts, of course, places like the Coachella Valley, 115 to 120, and the excessive heat warning. Look at this. It has now been extended all the way into Saturday night for places like the Inland Empire into the Coachella Valley. For the LA area, at least for the moment, that is set to expire tonight. So heat advisory in place for a lot of spots out through places like the San Fernando Valley, the San Gabriel Valley. Temperatures there still well into the 90s. And as we head into LA Ventura, we'll still continue also through Monday, because look at these numbers. Even though we are down actually by a few degrees for some spots, but still a very warm afternoon in the 90s for Simi Valley into Burbank, Pasadena in the upper 90s. We have triple-digit heat out through parts of the Inland Empire for Chino, San Bernardino, Santa Clarita, Lancaster sitting at 103 over the weekend, breaking records both Saturday and Sunday. And here's a look at humidity levels, because they are up. And the reason for this is because we've had those warmer temperatures, and that's warmed up our water as well, producing more humid air. So we're getting more of that humid sea breeze, and we're feeling it in those muggy conditions. So taking a look at our visible satellite, you can see that, yes, a few cloud cover, a few clouds overhead, not too bad. We had talked about potentially seeing some pop-up thunderstorms across our mountain areas due to monsoonal moisture. However, we're seeing this area of high pressure just to the east of us. It's centered right over New Mexico. So this being to the east of us, it's actually keeping that monsoonal moisture to the east of us as well, at least for now. But we are staying with those very hot temperatures, and I'll show you the 7-day forecast and the extended outlook in just a few minutes to let you know exactly how long this heat is going to last in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Oh, it looks so good, and makes you want to skip, cooking in the hot weather.
What is it? Pinkies up to eat them?
Yes, when you eat a taco like this. It's like almost like culinary, right?
Yeah.
The fancy way to do it.
Yeah, very fancy. Of course, though, Olga, you are tracking maybe not another heat wave on the horizon. You know, you have the answer.
We have some more hot temperatures on the way for sure. We're kind of actually dropping a few degrees today, tomorrow, but then temperatures are going to rise again by the middle and the end of the week. So it's still hot today, though, as we take a live look outside at downtown Los Angeles. We are seeing some sunny skies and still the above average temperatures. So there is a look, or there it goes. What is next is the inland heat and cooler temperatures along the coastline, mostly in the 70s. And we're also going to continue with an extended period of heat with numbers still in the 90s and 100s for inland spots, as we're seeing here just as we head into the 5 o'clock hour. Coastal areas in the 70s for the most part. So our futurecast showing us this area of high pressure right now just over New Mexico, kind of avoiding that surge of moisture to bring us some showers or even thunderstorm activities across the mountains, at least for today. But with this area of high pressure, that's going to continue still with us. You'll see into the weekend. So we still have many more days of heat. We have excessive heat warnings still for places like the Inland Empire into the Coachella Valley. That is going to continue all the way into Saturday night. And for the rest of us, at least for now, for the LA Ventura County area, most inland spots still under a heat advisory or excessive heat warning through tonight, but likely we'll see that extended as well, as those very hot temperatures are going to continue with us. So as we take a look at our outlook over the extended period, the next 6 to 10 days, we are still going to continue with above average temperatures. So we still have quite a ways to go. As we take a look at the 7-day forecast, LA Inland Orange County, look at that. We've been in the 80s. We're going to get into the 90s as we head through the week and into the weekend. For the valleys, 100s are back by tomorrow. And for the Inland Empire, even hotter. Look at that, 107, 108, 109 as we head into late in the week, and comfortable along the coastline in the 70s. Back to you, ladies.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching KCAL News at 5 on CBS Los Angeles. I'm Pat Harvey.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Juan Fernandez in for Jeff Vaughn. Now to a live look outside. Pretty muggy today compared to last week. What many people are wondering, will we be cooling off anytime soon?
Well, we are tracking the heat with team coverage. KCAL's Olga Ospina is monitoring our highs from the Weather Center. And Joy Benedict is sweating it out in Burbank. Let's start with Olga and what's happening right now in your next weather forecast. Olga.
Yeah, you know, it is extreme heat for inland spots, and of course, nice along the coastline. Here's a look, 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock hour, 80 degrees right now. We've been in the upper 80s for the LA area, and of course in the 90s and 100s as we head a little bit further inland for places like the valleys, the Inland Empire, and we're going to keep it going. Take a look at temperatures as we head into really all of our regions. Mid 90s right now in Pasadena, as we head into Chino, 102 still in San Bernardino, and still a hot one in places like Santa Clarita in the upper 90s. Of course, relief from the heat along the coastline, although we have a lot of humidity today, and that's all because of a lot of that sea breeze with the warmer temperatures for the ocean and this area of high pressure overhead that's still going to stay with us really throughout the week. We've seen it shift just a bit to the east, but it's still bringing us some really hot temperatures continuing over the extended period. So I'll show you the 7-day forecast and get ready because it is a hot one. That's all coming up in a few minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, we will see you then, Olga.
Well, for us, another hot day here in the Southland, and there are many, many more to come.
That's right. Yep. Olga Ospina joins us now with what's next in our next weather forecast. Olga?
Yes, many more hot days. We are feeling 90s and 100s this afternoon as we take a live look outside. Plenty of sunshine, and temperatures are actually going to warm up even more as we head into the upcoming weekend. So yes, we still have some major heat headed our way. Want to show you what is next in our forecast. Again, the humidity, that's been actually one of the changes that we've really been feeling, and that's actually making it feel even hotter for some locations. The extreme heat will continue for inland spots and into the weekend, and even our nights staying pretty warm, so not a whole lot of relief in the overnight hours and early in the day. As we take a look at our area of high pressure, that's going to be over New Mexico right now. However, as that high has moved just slightly to the east, we're actually looking at dry conditions. We had talked about the possibility possibility of some pop-up thunderstorms. That monsoonal moisture actually justing to the east of us, but we are still under influence of that high pressure system bringing us the extreme heat. And look at that. That means that for places like the Coachella Valley and the Inland Empire, we're in the excessive heat warning all the way until at least Saturday night. And for the rest of us through parts of LA and Ventura, heat advisory as well as excessive heat warning. That continues at least through tonight, but potentially we'll see that extended once again because we are in for still many more days of above average temperatures. So this evening, 5 o'clock in the evening, we're still seeing 80s, mid 80s in Ojai, upper 90s in Santa Clarita, and low 100s in places like the Antelope Valley. As we head into those deserts, of course, very hot, 97 for Palmdale. We have a mix of 70s and 80s through the LAOC metro area. And for the Inland Empire, it is still a very warm evening in the 90s and still in the triple digits out through Moreno Valley, as well as San Bernardino and Paris. Up in the mountains, temperatures mostly in the 70s, upper 70s in Lake Arrowhead, as well as Big Bear City. So here's a look at some events happening tonight, and temperatures are actually going to be a lot more comfortable. The concerts in the park, there is one tonight in Whittier. This is going to be at 7 o'clock at Central Park, so might be a good time to check it out. Look at the temperatures, not too bad. At the 7 o'clock hour when the concert starts, temperatures in the low 80s and then dropping down into the upper 70s by 8 o'clock. Mostly clear skies tonight and mid 70s by 9 in the evening. So nice event to check out. They actually also have concerts in the park on Thursdays in Whittier as well. Taking a look at our temperature outlook, here is what's happening over the next 6 to 10 days. All those reds, that indicates that temperatures will be potentially above average, and that's exactly what we are seeing here in Southern California. So I'll show you those very hot temperatures in the 7-day outlook in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, Olga, thanks. All right, let's get a final check of this heat and what's next.
Here's Olga Ospina with a look at our next weather.
Yeah, and those tacos do look good. I need to go check that out as well. All right, here's a look at what is next in our forecast. The extreme heat for inland spots, that is going to continue through the week, even into next week. It is also more humid today as well. We'll feel some humidity tomorrow also, and then by the weekend, still above average temperatures in even some very warm nights as well. So we continue with the excessive heat warning across most of our areas, and especially look at that for the Inland Empire and the Coachella Valley. That's now been extended all the way into Saturday night. Potentially we'll see also for LA and Ventura going into the weekend. Wind-wise, we're seeing some of the strongest winds out through the deserts in the mid-20s and into the 30s for places like Lancaster, Palmdale. Elevated fire danger as well. We're seeing temperatures out through the Antelope Valley well into the 100s. And take a look at the 7-day forecast. So things are going to be warming up into the 90s for LAOC Metro. Typically low 80s is average, but by the weekend we will be in the mid to upper 90s. As we head towards the valleys, we're looking at 100s, and look at that warm up as we head into next weekend. So we do not have much relief in sight as we head into at least the next week to 10 days. Beaches, numbers in the 70s, and of course the high desert. Oh, that is going to be very warm, 107, 108 as we head into the weekend. And look at that still into next week also. Back to you guys.
I'm Pat Harvey. Those temperatures are expected to warm up even more this week, if you can believe it. But let's go to meteorologist Evelyn Taft.
Yeah.
You've been tracking these conditions. Hard to think that they're going to get warmer than they are today.
Really? Yep, but. Exactly.
Right?
There's a but.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's hot today. I mean, we're going to get a little cooler, a little. I mean, we're talking couple degrees from 100 to 97. So it's really not that significant. So I don't want to advertise.
But you know what? Something about that 3-digit to the 2-digit.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Right?
In my mind.
It does sound a little cooler.
I think maybe in everyone's mind.
Right? Exactly. So it's like once we get out of those triple digits. But here's the thing, Pat. Later in the week, we're going to see another warm up. And it's going to be pretty significant. Yeah, so we already have heat warnings going back up ahead of that warm up. We've got heat warnings expiring tonight for this warm up / heat wave. We're looking at temperatures right now in the 70s and 80s, 80 in Malibu, 70 LAX, 79 in downtown. And I also want to just tell you, we are debuting, Pat, our new Next Weather graphics today.
Good.
Right? So good. We're so excited about them. These are our Next Weather graphics, and we're always showing you what's next. So we're talking about the heat today, but we're also talking about this next wave of heat that comes through by the end of the week. And there's that excessive heat warning that'll affect us through next weekend. We'll show you when that starts and ends. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Always good to know, F. Like to be prepared.
CBS News Los Angeles. Your local news. Streaming wherever, whenever.